Yo! One sec. Okay, damn it. Wrong one, bro. We are here. Hi, I feel like I say this every time, but it has been a while. My name is Shonen, otherwise known as whatever I might have introduced you myself as over Anime Expo, Anime NYC. And today, we'll be getting right into One Piece in just a second, but we'll be, catching up on One Piece as the title suggests. Oh no, I have my shorts in the background. There you go. Forgot that I knocked that over just before stream. Okay, so it's a special occasion, which is why I got the Roger fit on. Because we just came back from Anime NYC, and they decided, I met the people from Netflix, and they said that they're going to make me the new Roger. No, I'm kidding. So, the reason I'm in cosplay today is because, one, I have a long overdue video that I need to kind of record while in this chair today. And two, it's One Piece. We're catching up to One Piece. And apparently I've been missing out on some shit. Like, I've been very lucky to not have been spoiled on the most recent One Piece chapters, because people were freaking out about them. Not nearly as much as people have been freaking out about the Bleach episode. Rightfully so. But, it's close. It's close from what I'm hearing. At least in One Piece terms. So, yeah. I'm not going to jump right into it. There is some housekeeping that I do want to do. So let's quickly go over them. Oh, you know what? Yeah, there are a couple of things that we definitely need to do. First of all, I need to watch the God Valley trailer. I heard about it. I was there in Anime Expo, or sorry, I was in Anime NYC when the story broke. Was I? I think so. Anyway, people were talking about it like crazy, and I just have refrained from watching it because I figure I'll just watch it on here. So there's that. I want to briefly go over, that's part of the reason why I'm in cosplay, is because I do want to go over the, just Anime NYC in general. Some of the polls that I got. I'm not going to last very long because in the summer I have to turn off my AC because I don't live in a central aired house anymore. So it gets hot in this motherfucker pretty fast, and I'm not trying to keep that door open to have a black nothingness on screen, you feel me? So, let me see if I can turn on the air without it, like, really compromising the sound of the stream. I think that's pretty bad. So yeah, we're gonna be real quick with it. Maybe I'll just stream again tomorrow, and we'll go over like Anime Expo stuff then. And I'll just keep the Roger fit. But I really wanted to wear this today because I want to go over the Roger fit. So let me let's quickly jump right into it. So part of the reason why I have not been streaming is I wouldn't call this imposter syndrome, just more so self-humbling. Like, there's a certain point where I realize, like, I am yapping. I am trying to yap full-time for a living. But the smart part of my head, which is also probably the dumb part financially, tells me, hey, bro, shut the fuck up. No, it's not that serious. No one cares what you think every single day. You don't need to put out what you think every single day. No one really cares like that. But that type of mindset's not going to get you money. So at some point, you kind of have to come back to the game and start yapping again. So there are moments still where I'm kind of like, like I've talked a lot recently. Let me just chill. But bro, honestly, after so before I get into the Roger stuff, before I get into the One Piece chapter, there was I had a really great time at Anime NYC, and I think I wrote some notes down on how I felt, and I kind of want to get them out. I think I only wrote one note down. Let me see. Yeah, there was if I could like have one takeaway from Anime NYC, it's that everybody really is grinding in the content space. Like it feels like it feels corny to say, but it feels like a worst generation kind of thing, or like a not like a tuning exams where it's like competitive, but it's very wholesome. Everyone that I've met at Anime Expo, Anime NYC, any other party, um, has been very nice, genuinely nice, and it's surprising to me because I'm still cynical. So I'm like, well, these are people who are trying to get in the entertainment industry. I relate that immediately to like Hollywood or movies, even though we're all just on Instagram and shit, but like, which is still pretty big in its own right. Um, but because I still associate it with like LA, I still assume there's going to be a lot of fakeness to people whenever I do meet them. And they're very kind every single time. I've yet to meet someone who is a content creator, and I don't want to jinx myself, so I'll knock on the butcher's block that is my desk. Every time I meet someone, I'm like, wow, these people are nice. So it feels like that's been the vibe with everyone, at least in the generation of content creators that I've met. Um, Everyone's really going for it, and that's pretty cool because last year when I met these people, some of the same people, not everyone. I met a lot of new people this year, but kind of the vibe that I got was like everyone's still doing it for fun. But no, the same people I've talked to recently, and everyone's going gung ho for like the full time status, which could be a recession indicator, or it could be just the fact that people realize they have a lot more fun doing this than they thought they might have as a hobby. So now they want to make it full time. And that part has really kind of motivated me to put my head down and just grind this shit out, bro. Stockpile as much content as possible so that whenever I do have a slow day or whenever I do have those feelings of like, damn, nobody wants to hear what the fuck you're talking about, it's cool. I don't have to record what I'm talking about. I don't have to record a new video when I don't feel like it. I could just post some old shit that I do kind of stand by. So, was that all I really wanted to get out on Anime NYC? Yeah, it's just bro, yeah, I don't want to name drop anything. It's just I met a lot of people that I follow, a lot of people that I've been following, just have mutuals or whatever. People whose thoughts I've enjoyed listening to online in one way or another, and most of those people. I met most of those people in the last 2 months. And I mean, even my girlfriend at some point was like, "Bro, you're like next to the people. You're next to the right crowd. Like, not like, oh, get it together type shit. Just more so like, why haven't you blown up?" And I'm like, I know why I haven't. It's mainly because I just have kind of gone on hiatus in a way. Every time I get a new job, it kind of just takes over my life, and the only thing I want to do when I come back home is play games for a couple hours, smoke some weed, go the fuck to sleep. And if I can do that and go to sleep at a decent time, I consider that a success. But at some point, I'm gonna have to get back to grinding out in the studio. You know, this is my studio. I'm gonna have to get back to grinding this shit out as soon as I come home, as soon as I wake up. Edit whenever the fuck I can, script whenever the fuck I can. And I kind of got a little taste of that at work today, or I got a taste of that like in the last couple of weeks at work, where I'm kind of like figuring out like when I can do certain content things off the clock, um, and more so how to reshape my new work life balance with content creation. So I might not be able to stream every night like I used to, or like 3 days a week like I used to, but at the very least I could stream one time. And I can really script the shit out of my stream, which is part of the reason why I have not been streaming. I feel like I don't have enough to say for like 2 hours or for 1 hour and a half. So if I'm gonna record myself basically doing nothing or saying nothing for the majority of the time, I don't feel like I should stream. So what I've done the last couple of weeks is kind of just like jot down a bunch of topics that I do want to eventually discuss that I have not had a chance to discuss on camera before. or at least for my Instagram. I'm not like stockpiling philosophical thoughts or like some serious topics to talk about in the long term. I just mean so like topical things that have popped up that I'm like, I have a thought on this, I have a thought on that. I haven't really fleshed it out, but I guess stream is where I decide to shoot the shit. But at least I have topics to talk about. So I believe they call it ideating. So I've clearly been taking the streamer university classes. So I say basically all that to say, man, people are so genuinely nice. And shout out to the ones who like I've actually partied with and sat down and had conversations with. Y'all, everyone who I just met in passing is just as cool, just as nice. But specifically the people who like I've actually gotten to have serious convos with or somewhat serious convos with. Something that's just been more than just in passing. Those people have been genuinely cool and honestly, yeah, just seeing people really grind it out, like pull up with their cameras, pull up with their mics, their tripods or whatever, and really like pump out as much content as they possibly can, or like get it all ready so that they can pump that out, has been very, very motivating. I'm not. If I go to a con, I'm still in the like. This is the same problem that I have with like One Piece content. I'm still very much a viewer. I'm still very much a consumer. So it's hard to find a balance when I go to cons, right? I'm there if I have an opportunity to be in an interview, cool, I'll take it. If I have an opportunity to cover like some B-roll or like, some type of thing that's happening that maybe I could use in a video, cool. But I'm not going to be the one to set up with the tripod and try to like, get interviews because one, I don't think I'm good at that. I don't think that's something I want to pursue getting good at. The people who are already great at it are great at it, and there's plenty of them. Y'all don't need me to saturate. What's it called? Saturate the. Y'all don't need me to saturate the space any more than it already is, and also those corners where people do the interviews are already kind of packed anyway, so I'm good. I'm not trying to fight for parking space or deal with whatever the convention might be wanting to do to get in the way of recording there or whatever. So it's cool. I'm not gonna be the interviewer guy, but I will pull up on interviews. I've given some trash interviews. That's one thing that I really have to work on. Is if I'm gonna be in people's interviews, I really have to like be on point with it. I met Trapped in Anime, and it was just after I had smoked a joint. I just faced a fucking joint outside, and I was like taking it in, just like, wow, it's been a nice con so far. It's like we're halfway through maybe the con, and I'm just like watching people come in because like the outside space that you could smoke in is adjacent to the entry, or it is the entry basically. So I just watched new cosplays walking in midday, and I'm like, wow, people are still. This is still pretty cool. I kind of like it out here. It's nice outside. Let me go back in at some point. What's it called? What is it called when you regather with someone? It starts with a C, doesn't it? Rendezvous. Let me go rendezvous with the person who I've been walking around with, which is Jay, or Jugram Hashwald cosplayer, who's also a great Rayleigh and Pauly cosplayer. Phenomenal. So that's what I was walking around with on Saturday. And right before I linked with them, it's like, oh shit, Trapped in Anime is here. Let me So yeah, I come back from outside from smoking, and I immediately run into Trapped in Anime. I'm like, whoa, bro, I gotta get a handshake with dude. First of all, I have to like tell him I love his shit. He's fucking hilarious. Watching that dude do his bits live, I could not contain myself. The walk off that he has is like I don't think I've ever witnessed that. I think every time I've watched one of his videos, I've either not gotten like all the way to the end because I'm like pissed off by the take that someone's giving or something like that, or I kind of like get it and I like scroll through. I continue throughout the rest of my day, but or I'm watching someone stitch one of his videos. But watching that dude do his bit, be as professional as he is, dude is like every fucking vowel that comes out of his mouth, pause I guess, is super duper articulated. Like I've never spoken to someone who speaks so fucking clearly. So that was jarring for me, high as shit. So I gave a trash interview. I was like gigglesworth. I was attacked by laughing gas as soon as the camera turned on. And so I gave a pretty trash take, or a pretty unpopular take. But I could feel the you know how like when you're playing an RPG and like you choose the wrong dialogue option and you immediately know because the way that the person responds is kind of like, That's what I was getting from Trapped in Anime. Not that he like didn't fuck with me, but more so like, okay, I understand that you have chosen the middle ground. Once again, you have refused to go extreme either way, which I don't think he's pushing you to do. But obviously, the context of the interview, you want to do that, and I was trying to do that, but I couldn't do it because I was trying to I was too chill and too giggly while high. So I was like, all right, cool. If I'm gonna be high, I have to not just be able to function in a social setting, but I have to be able to be like super duper professional with it. So I have to practice on that one because I just last year got okay with like being high in public. Like I would only ever smoke at home at the end of the day, and then like I had a couple of functions where I was like, damn, I didn't expect to see many people here. I didn't expect to be sociable. I'm high as a kite right now. I just faced like a triple infused joint. I kind of have to learn how to function here, or at least be funny so people don't realize I'm high as shit. And I learned how to do that in a social setting. I have not learned how to do that in a professional setting, so I'm working on it. So that was that. Otherwise, fucking amazing. I met Tony Weaver. I met like, oh, I'm not gonna name drop. I met people. I fucking met a lot of really cool people. I saw a lot of really cool people who I've known for a minute now, and either have just met for the first time or met them like maybe once before, but also have just seen at other cons. So that sense of community is starting to grow. At least on my old ass, and it feels nice. Honestly, I cannot complain with the way in which I've been introduced to the convention community, or like the way the anime community moves in conventions. What is it called? Was there anything else that I wanted to cover? Am I kind of just like rambling right now? It's been 30 minutes. Or 20 minutes, technically. Oh, yeah. No, wait. Okay, so I went to the Taz, Skylar, and McKenyu panel. It was cute. The interviewer could have been better, if I'm going to be quick with the criticisms here. But the two of them are like adorable together on stage. It's amazing. The founder of Anime NYC came out to introduce them. He came out to introduce this ambassador from Japan, or like representative of Japan, who was like never worn a suit, and who's only ever worn a suit in his presence or some shit like that. He was just in like regular garb, fanboying over One Piece. So that was nice. Enjoyed their panel. I did not get to get any autographs, unfortunately. The only autographs that I wanted to go for, which I'm an idiot. So there's one autograph I really wanted to go for, and that was finally to meet Marie Flanagan, I believe her name is, the voice actress for Naruto. And also I think the Japanese voice actress for Naruto was there as well. Was not killing half a day at a con where I'm trying to actually mingle and network in a line. Couldn't do it. Sorry. As much as I really wanted to get in between Taz, Skylar, and McKenyu in Roger outfit, was not paying $500 to do so. But the part where I fucked up on was Kisuke's voice actor was there. I cosplay not just Yuhabaha, but also Yuhabaha, but also Tessai. I didn't get a fucking autograph with like that's crazy. But the only thing I really wanted signed was if I had the chance to go see Johnny Young Bosch again, I would have had him sign I would have had him sign this here. Oh no, Oden! Would have had him sign my this is a first print of Bleach. I picked this up in Nakano Broadway on like one of the last days of my last trip in Japan. So let me put this in center. This thing right here, shout out to Domon Kashu, actually. Because the only reason I saw this thing at all was because I had just picked up, I think, a project I think it was a New Type magazine. I can't remember what the magazine was, but it had Domon Kasshu on the cover. I was like, oh, I'm getting this. I have to get this for my model kit shelf or whatever. But because of that, in the same window, as soon as I picked that up, I was like, this is the last thing. I only needed this from the glass because they have to like remove the magazine from the glass, whatever. I was like, oh shit, hold on. Open the glass again. There's a first print of Bleach. I need that right now. So now I have that in the tuck for whenever I want Ichigo himself to sign the Death in the Strawberry volume. Hopefully I catch Johnny Young Bosch again this year somehow, some way. If not, cool. I'll just try and catch him next year. But man, if I can ramble for a little bit longer, I'm gonna get my cosplay shit right. I'm not gonna become a cosplayer. So here's the problem. Here's the problem that I have. Is I'm highly motivated. I'm highly motivated by all the friends that I've made and all the content creators that I've met and just all the I guess points of authority in the anime community at the moment. But at some part of me really like my favorite content creators are like specialists. They are, yeah, how can I put this? They are, yeah, they're specialists. They're experts in their field. And unfortunately, with all of my favorites, whenever that field vanishes, because the series that they cover or are great at covering ends, they have to switch to variety. That's one thing I never want for myself. So I always try to push for as much different shit as possible. I talk about anime. I don't talk about sports. Not yet, at least. I sometimes talk about politics, which is probably bad for the brand or whatever, but who cares? I'm nobody right now. But I try to cover different shit. I'm trying to do skits. Like I'm trying to work different things in there so that, whenever One Piece ends or whenever Bleach is over, like it's cool. I don't lose a significant viewership. So when I see all these people that I'm like, damn, I can look to y'all for motivation or whatever because y'all are doing the same thing as me. Part of me is like, yo, bro, I'm trying to do this shit better than anybody, which is like a weird competitive thing to have. Like I'm not trying to shit on anyone. Obviously I want everyone to do well. But it's hard not to feel like, the Quincy King came back in 90 days. What is the poem? Sorry, let's see. The confined Quincy King regains his pulse after 900 years, his mind after 90 years, his strength in 9 years, and the world in 9 days. This is from the card that we were giving out to people on Saturday. I ripped part of it off to use as a filter for a joint. But it's cool. We have like 1,000 more. But that was fun. It was fun to hand those out to people. But part of me feels like that. Part of me feels like, all right, cool. I've kind of like taken a step back from this shit, but I've met more than enough people to feel motivated to put the foot on the gas, basically. And now that I'm going to do that, I'm like, I don't know. Part of me feels like it's not set in stone. It's just more like it's a matter of time. Put your head down, grind it out. You're going to get the following, and the following's going to come, and so is potentially the monetization. So, looking forward to that. And just know. If you're watching this at any point in the future, just know I called it. I'm giving y'all like 9 months. Y'all, as much as I love y'all, y'all got like 9 months before I take this shit over. Either as the Roger cosplayer, either as some other type of One Piece shit. Maybe I'll pull up to the next Reverie and I'll have some type of shining moment or some shit like that. But at some point within the next 9 months, it's gonna be my time. And I'm sorry. I should look into the camera, not over here. At some point within the next 9 months, it's gonna be me. And I'm very sorry. I will clearly share as much of the spotlight as possible. But at some point, I'm going to be burning up. So, I say that not as a warning, but more so as a promise to y'all. Because whenever I make it, all my niggas going to make it. So, that's just how it's going to be. Alright, I'm done shit talking. So, before we get in here, Oh yeah, the last thing I need to talk about. Anime Expo was great. The after parties were phenomenal. Anime NYC was great. The after parties were phenomenal. And some of the DJing, at least like, 30 to 40% of the time I spent listening to music has been great. Some of the mixes y'all have between like anime songs and like pop songs or like R&B shit is fucking diabolical the way that y'all spin it. Props to y'all. But if there's one critique, I'm sorry, if there's like one thing that I can really get at any of these conventions for, it is the lack of Jujutsu Kaisen soundtracks in the set list. My guy, those songs, especially the last album, go fucking hard, and they would decimate in the club. I don't understand why we're not listening to Jujutsu Kaisen at all. Wait, I can give y'all like a top 5 actually. Hold on. I'm looking through my notes now because I'm pretty sure I took this down. Was it JJK? Yeah, I got it. Fuck it. Top 5 JJK songs that need to be put into the next rotation at the next anime convention, anime themed party event, anything anime related. So, oh no, did I not actually give a top 5? Oh no, I have it on my Spotify. I got you. Damn, it's about to be an hour. No, it's not. It's supposed to be 37 minutes. Is not new party songs for the deaf. Need at the club. All right, I think I have like 7 in here. Let me quickly listen to them. That's in there. I don't know why the fuck Spotify is lagging, but okay, I got the top 5 here. I got the top 5. Actually, should we do the Fantano bit? Should I do it over here? I'll do it over here. There's a flat background. I can use this. Hello everyone, Brestany Fedtano here, and today I would like to talk to you about the top 5 songs from JJK that need to be included in any type of club setting, but specifically any anime-related club setting. Number 1. 3 of these are going to be from the same soundtrack. 2 of these are going to be from the same soundtrack, actually. 3 of them. First of all, Connection. From the latest JJK soundtrack. This song goes fucking hard. Part of it sounds like you might have fucked around in FL Studio too long, but still hard as shit. Next here, same soundtrack, we've got Colony. Colony goes hard. I can't explain it. Oh yeah, Colony's crazy. Yeah, that should probably be, no, it's not gonna. Yeah, nah. Yeah. So first of all, we got Connection. Connection is my favorite song, probably off of the entire most recent album or the most recent soundtrack. Colony is next. Throw Colony in there at any point. That shit goes hard. Hunter is fire, and it's, I guess it's like there's like I guess a motif. I don't know what the fucking technical term is, but there is a recurring sound or knocking sound within a few of these tracks. Hunter, I think, does it the best. It's a 5-minute track, has a lot of good progression with that same sound that you hear scattered throughout the rest of the soundtrack. So I give Hunter, of those songs that incorporate the same sounds, I give Hunter that one. That's 3. Okay, I can narrow it down to 5. Is it No Hesitation? I'm pretty sure it's No Hesitation off of the Hidden Inventory. This song, I finally heard this song at Sonic Boombox on Friday. Now, the way it was incorporated was okay. I liked it. Specifically, though, the ending of No Hesitation. Like, when everything just sounds bombastic, that's peak. I need that more in the clubs. I need to hear that more than the one time that I've ever heard it. You know what I'm saying? That's number 4. The last one is something that I'm surprised that I don't hear all the time, just because it feels so easy to incorporate into a lot of stuff. I've incorporated this into my own soundtracks at home. This shit was part of the ball drop for my New Year's Eve party. It came just after. I guess I'll share the mix at some point. I'll edit it into this part of the video. The song is Red Scale. Red Scale needs to be everywhere. I don't know why it's not everywhere. Red Scale is an amazing song. We need more of it. Please, someone play Red Scale. If you know a DJ, if you are a DJ, fucking play Red Scale at the next set, bro. Shit goes hard. If you need recommendations on what to mix into it, I got you. we got fucking Kingdom Hearts into Red Scale into Bonobo. I got you, bro. I somewhat studied this song. So that's it. That's my last rant on the expos. I guess what we could quickly do. I'll save the haul for the next stream. What I will do now, though, is before we get into the stream, before we get into the chapters, something that is long overdue is I tried to do this before, but the camera quality when I played back the recording, because I wasn't recording my streams yet from Streamlabs, I was just ripping them off of YouTube like an idiot. Is the breakdown of the cosplay. So the Roger cosplay I've been doing for a couple of years now. So yeah, I'm the Goldie Roger guy. I'm the guy who cosplays. Sorry. I'm the one who Rogers. I'm the one who knocks, and gets stricken down by the top one baddie in the universe. I'm the Goldie Roger guy. So I guess I don't even like saying that out loud, but I cosplay Goldie Roger. That's my main cosplay, and I've never actually given any insight into how, like, you know, I came up with the cosplay or how it was made or whatever. A lot of this shit is bought, but it's still assembled. It's like saying you built a house in Tears of the Kingdom when you really just put pieces together. You know, I'm not gonna knock anyone who cosplays and does that at all. If there's any knock I have in the cosplay community, I've already said my piece with it. It's just eye on your fucking cosplay. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. And then to anyone who's new, make it your own. You know, obviously if it's your first cosplay, just buy whatever the hell you can. Make whatever you can. Assemble it. Whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter if it's shitty, as long as it's your own. But if you're gonna buy a cosplay straight up, you should sauce it up a little bit. I did most of that with this, but I still kind of assembled it. So basically, one of the homies, K Corleone, asked me where I got the frills at the ankles of the Roger cosplay. And after joking around about it for like a quick second, like, nah, I can't share that sauce. That's confidential information. I decided to make a video sharing the details about the entire cosplay. So, and this is it, because I've learned to now use my stream time for recording actual content. So there have been some updates to when I first did the cosplay. I'll get to those in a second. The first time I ever... the debut for this cosplay was actually in Japan. So the basis behind me even growing out this mustache is... I got into an injury. I had a work injury. So I was off my legs or off my feet for like... I almost did the thing. For about 6 to 8 months. Or somewhere in between. So woofed out the whole beard, and then by the time I became able to like walk around again without like having much trouble, by the time I was like kind of recovered, it was time for us to go to Japan for Halloween. We were going out there for the fall. We had already planned it, like just when I got the injury, I believe. So it was like, all right, cool. I can walk around again. I have to now decide on a costume for Halloween in Japan. And I've got this big ass beard, and I now have this mustache that's starting to curl. So I was like, all right, Roger. That seems simple. I'm still like in the headspace of like I want to just mainly record One Piece content, so it makes sense that I would play the Pirate King. And I had like long enough hair that I could do it too, slightly longer than Roger's. But I was like, all right, let me get into it. So shaved off the beard, kept the mustache. I was like, all right, I like it. Went out there, and I basically had this coat, this shirt, some of these rings. I'm pretty sure I had gotten this watch, and I had most of this stuff. I've changed very little, but I went out there for Halloween, and I randomly run into King of Lightning in Black Goku. Like it was fucking hilarious, and you could see I'm cheesing in the shot. I was really happy that night because it's Japan. You're Goldie Roger in Japan for Halloween. You know how many fucking people stopped me and were like, Kamusari, fucking hitting me with like, oh, it's Gold Roger. Like, bro, I went into like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you, we capped the night off by going to I think it was a Moide Yokusho. It was I don't think it was Golden Guy, but we went to one of them, and I walk in, and no bullshit, because it's like a straight line. It's like it's like the Yokushos are like they're like hallways or like alleyways, but this one was like a thick old alleyway, but it was like the alley. It was like a seating area. It was like kind of half inside, half outside. Not really a restaurant, but still a bunch of shops. It's great. I think it might have been a Moide, if not Golden Guy, one of the two. So I walk in this motherfucker, and shit you not, heads rise, like one at a time, not like in unison as if the judge just popped in, but like obviously. The main reaction when a door opens is like just to quickly check that no one's coming in with a gun to shoot the place up. At least that's I'm American. Maybe that's the American in me. But immediately you saw people just like quickly look up to make sure they knew who was coming in, and everyone did the double take. Everyone went. I witnessed that. I walked in and people fucking all in unison almost. Holy shit, it's Roger. Like I can hear the whispers. And then that's what I was like, oh, I'm good here. I'm as much as I already love and need to come back to Japan. If I wear this cosplay, I am 1000% valid in this country, I think. So I noted that. And, I sit down, we eat some of the most banging fucking potato salad in the world, and obviously some other really good eats. I think we had some like pork and inyaki mushrooms or some shit like that. But the entire time I'm sitting there, I'm like throwing back beers and shit. I could see people like looking, whispering, like, looking at me again. Just like whenever I would like catch them or like make eye contact with them, they would just be like, amazing, sugoi. And that was great, bro. That felt amazing. It made my Halloween, because the club that we went to was kind of whack. But the time that we had, the night itself was great. And so that that capped it off. And from then on, I was like, all right, cool. Whenever I go to a convention, this costume that I have now is not just a Halloween costume that I pull out once a year. I can use this at conventions. So I decided to kind of sauce it up. I forget. No, I already had come to most of it. That's when I started to incorporate the rings recently. Really. So I guess let me start from the coat down. So let me go back to the script here, because I do need to somewhat script this. So, okay, that's so the part of the reason why I've actually gone from I'm gonna kind of gatekeep this cosplay's origins to no, let me share it, is because I don't see any Roger cosplayers ever, and it's nice to be the only one when you make it to like a One Piece meetup, but it's also kind of like, damn, bro, no one's doing the Pirate King. That kind of sucks, and I'm now running into more Roger cosplayers, which is great. I think I ran into one or two at Anime NYC last year. I maybe ran into one at Anime Expo, maybe one or two. I feel like I only ever ran into one at Anime Expo. And then this year I ran into like 3, so it's great. And JoJo's always a fucking Roger cosplayer. It's always good to see him in either another Roger cosplayer and Rayleigh cosplay. So he's valid. He doesn't need no help with the cosplays. But I feel like since the homie hit me up to be like, yo, bro, I'm trying to I need to know what the hell did you do for the frills at least. I'm like, well, shit, it's probably cool, like, if I do see more Rogers. If I can inspire one person out there to grow out their mustache, then cool, man, fuck it, why not? Or if I could at least help with, getting some really saucy-looking Pirate Kings out there, then cool. So first off, simple stuff. The pants that you see, I'm not going to stand up so you can see my fucking crotch. But the pants that you see are just regular old Levi's. The belt is also from Levi. I think, yeah, so these are the last 2 items that I bought to put this outfit together before leaving to Japan that first time. And it was like in a rush. Like I had tried for 2 or 3 days at this point, and I was like, finally, let me go into Levi's. I doubt they're going to have like beige pants or whatever. They did, and then they had the perfect belt for it. So shout out to them. The sword is one of my favorite parts because it's 3D printed. So as you can see, it's like nothing but retractable. And what I've finally learned is that 1, I need a sheath for this thing to keep people from breaking it. But 2, I ordered these blades in bulk. So there's a little screw here on each side. You can take off the hilts, and you can change out the sword if need be. Did I break this already? Sorry, I thought I saw like a gash on it. So I bought a pack of those because it seems like every convention, every single one, someone decides to randomly run and break your fucking cosplay sword. Like, people don't understand. Like, there's a large object sticking out clearly in your sight. Stop trying to force your way through. You're ruining people's days. That's something that y'all really need to get through your heads, is that it does not matter if you are late to wherever the hell you're going to at a convention. There is almost no need to run unless you are trying to be first in line and there's no one else there, and there's like super duper exclusive thing, or like you're really late to a panel. There's no reason why you should be running past crowds and shoving people almost, or even like bumping into them at all to get to wherever the hell you're going. That's the one thing I need to get out of your head is stop fucking running. I sound so old saying that, but please just stop doing it. Because you probably don't even realize that you're ruining someone's day. I had to go to cosplay repair twice at Anime Expo because someone ran into my shit. And they weren't even running. They were just speed walking, and I could see that that anxiety took over them. Like, they just went, oh, there's a gap here. The gap is closing. I need to move. And then they just bumped me and the person next to me, and they only broke my sword. Shit was whack. But also, just stop trying to force yourself through places, man. Use your words, man. We're adults. I know we're all kind of like, on the spectrum and shit because we love this anime shit. But like, yo, bro, like, you can say excuse me. No one's gonna take it the wrong way. You know how many times I say pardon me, excuse me when walking through crowds, even if I'm not about to bump into you, just to let you know, make you aware that someone's in your, in your purview, and just to make sure you don't bump into them so you don't have to say sorry. I make sure I say excuse me. Shit, it's just so easy, bro. I guess people just are not raised right. Or again, anxiety just takes over. But yeah, bro, stop breaking people's props because you're in a rush. That's my soapbox for today. This necklace got off of not Amazon, something like called Dragon Cult or something like that. I'll put it on screen. The watch is just a regular old Casio watch. The shirt is also from Amazon, pink shirt from Amazon. So this is actually the, wait, hold on. Let me go back to the script. Fucking hell. So yeah, sorry. So I already mentioned that I can change the blades out, which is great because I bought them in bulk. But also the real cool thing about this sword, I don't know if you realize yet, I forgot to mention it, is that it's pretty short. So easy suitcase, easy carry-on stuff. The main problem I had with cosplaying in Anime Expo was that I could not bring a full-size sword. So the Aizen sword that I just spent too much money on, I could not put in my suitcase safely without fear of it damaging or breaking entirely. Because it's made out of wood. And you can't bring steel to conventions because you might chop somebody up. But yeah, I like, I paid for that is like from Etsy. I'll put the Etsy seller on there too. They also sold me the swords. But yeah, bro. Fucking learn how to walk at a convention. Next we got the pearls. So the pearls that you see like on Roger, like underneath his sash, I have those as well. But yeah. Also, I think I got these off Amazon. Just look up like pearl belt chain or something like that. Whatever people use to do like chains on their jeans to make them look like Nana characters, just look that term up with pearls. You'll find them. They're really not easy. They're really not hard to find. Same thing for the pirate sash and the shirt. All Amazon bought. This is not an advertisement. But the shirt is actually where we run into our first update. So before I would tuck in the shirt because it's a dress shirt. It's too long. But I hated the way that this was starting to look. Like this was starting to make my belly look fat and whatever. And I already don't have abs, so I cannot afford to do that anymore. So what I did was I went to a tailor around my way, had them crop the shirt. The shirt is now cropped. I'm pretty sure it's more lore accurate too, because I'm pretty sure Roger's shirt, at least in prime Roger form, is like just below his belt. Like it does not drag and get really pointy like a dress shirt normally does. So that's the first update. That's the first quality of life update to the Roger cosplay. So yeah, that local tailor also did some alterations for my Yhwach cosplay, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think I just had him do the alterations there. Oh yeah, and he changed the button on the yeah. So it was Yhwach stuff. What else? What we got? Yeah, so I don't have to tuck the shirt anymore. The boots I'm not wearing. I'm wearing my One Piece Crocs today. But these boots are just, once again, Amazon pirate boots. If you look up pirate boots on Amazon, I guarantee you will find these things within like the first 3 pages. Like look up brown leather pirate boots or something like that. Just use your Googles. Do your Googles. You will find them. It took me a while to find these though. Because I was checking on other sites too. Mainly because I wanted to make sure I nailed down the term leather. But I was getting a lot of shiny leather. I went through like 3 pairs of boots before I got to these. And I'll put the other 2 pairs on screen because I'm still trying to sell them. So if you know anyone who's like a size 7 for the shiny leather boots, or anyone who does not mind having like knee-high boots, and as long as they're all brown pirate boots, this is my chance to finally get these shits out of my house. Yeah, I'm still trying to find someone to pawn these off to. Very, very cheap. I'll sell you these things for like $10. So the next thing is the reason for this video, kind of. So the frills on the ankles. So that is the next update. So I originally used these steampunk jabots. I think that's what they're called. From Spirit Halloween. It was around the neck. I'll put the picture on screen. It was like a thing for around. It's like a frill for around the neck. It was like cream colored. I bought 2 of those. Removed the buttons. Cut them up. Stitched them back together. And then I would use those on my calf area. The problem was I did not make any extra Velcro. So what I would have to do at every con, or every time I put this outfit on, was bobby pin them or safety pin them into my pants, which was getting frustrating, honestly, especially when taking off the pants. At the end of the night, it was like, damn, I have to take off my pants slowly because I have to remove these pins, yada yada yada. But also, it takes the most time putting this cosplay on because of that. Like everything else is just quickly just throw it on and just kind of like check yourself in the mirror. That is the only part of the cosplay I actually have to assemble. So what we've done now is I went back to Etsy and I had someone make me some frills that are stretchy. You see that? Same frills. They are more white than the other ones. They're not like cream colored. But they're also like double layered now. So you can see this double layered. So they're nice. They kind of come out a little bit too much for my liking. Um, but I still love them. Like I'll still give them a 5 out of 5. These are very well made, and they're gonna make my life so much easier. So that's where the frills come from now. And I'll put the seller's store info on screen as well. Yeah, I think So I realized while I was writing the script that I could have just Velcroed them the whole time, but I gave up. It was already too much. So now for the fun stuff. People always ask me, whenever I'm in the Roger cosplay, people always ask me, "Hey Roger, where's the One Piece?" And I have to tell them to go fuck themselves because clearly I'm not the real. No, they always ask me, "Where did you get that coat from?" This coat. And people go, "Hey, where's the coat from?" This coat is a Captain Morgan Halloween costume coat. I got this on eBay, and I got it in like an extra large. I'm normally like a schmedium kind of person. But I got this in extra large because I wanted to wear it over the shoulders, so I knew it was gonna have to be a little bit higher, but also even though it's like millimeters, but also because I wanted to feel like a coat, like a cape almost, because I'm gonna be wearing this over my shoulders. So got this on eBay. If you can find just Captain Morgan coat, the alteration to this was the epaulettes, which again Etsy sewed these in, or I had the dry cleaner actually sew these in before I found the tailor. And this adds, a little more pizzazz to the coat. This is, Roger has these on his coat, so got to make sure they look good. And if I didn't have the big shoulder things that these provide, shit wouldn't look as nice, honestly. So that's I think that's pronounced epaulettes, but you just get the coat from Amazon or from wherever you would get a Captain Morgan coat from, a Halloween coat. And then just buy some epaulettes. I think that's how you pronounce it, from Etsy. Now, for the thing that, in my opinion, makes this cosplay stand out. Okay, so the, controversial part of this costume, I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think anyone's ever actually given me shit for it, or given any cosplayer shit for it. But the part that makes this my own and can make it your own as well is the drip. Is the jewelry, bro. His name is Goldie Roger for a reason. I know the reason why I mentioned why it might be controversial is because Roger has no drip on the fingers. He's good. He's valid the way he is. But I need it because I'm not as fucking stocky as Roger. So I need something to stand out, and I like doing this. Not really, but mainly the main reason why I added the drip to this was because these two rings. So actually, I'll show you all the rings, and then I'll point out the two rings. So here are the rings. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, here are the rings. Now, a couple of things you might notice. If you're a regular viewer of my cosplay specifically, a couple of these rings have changed. So I had a black emerald gold ring before. It was nice and bulky. It was fake gold, so it would tarnish. It would leave marks on my hand. But it was serving as a nice thick ring with a black gem on it. I think that works better than carrying a red or a green or any other colored gem. So I was like, damn, that sucks because that broke in Anime Expo. I dropped it on the floor in the bathroom. The gem came out. It was never going back in. So luckily, the first day, actually, sorry, I'm getting out of order here. So I've changed out some of these rings, but the first two that I bought was on Takashita Street. I forget the name of the shop. I'm gonna ask my girlfriend for the name of it tomorrow because she definitely remembers it. But that shop is where I found the first rings for this cosplay and the only rings that I thought I was gonna have for this cosplay, because I was like, well, shit, this is a coinkydink. I ran into this store the day before Halloween, and I found this. Bro, are you kidding me? I'm the Pirate King, and I found a gold fucking crown and an anchor ring in the same shop. These were in the same shop. These were right next to each other, in the same box, because it was the gold section. And I found these the day before. I was like, nah, I got to get these. So I would wear these. I would wear the crown on my pinky because I liked having the crown on the pinky. That was a stupid idea because I ended up losing that. I got another one when I went to Shibuya. Funny enough, the last time I went to Takashita Street, the first time I went and I got this ring, there were two of these rings and one of these in the same box. Sorry. There were two of the crowns and then one of the anvil. I'm pretty sure the one crown that was left over after the first time I bought this ring was the same exact one that was there when I went to Takashita Street this time. So call it fate, call it whatever the fuck you want. But these are the first two rings, and these are the only ones that I was gonna have. I think I might have bought like a bullshit gold ring just to have like an accent on the other hand or something like that. But these are the first two that I got for the cosplay, and the only two that I intended. At some point, I went to Animazement, and I bought like some filler rings. So like regular gold bullshit rings, fake gold or whatever, just like to have gold bands on the fingers to fill it out a little bit more. And I found that's where I got that black emerald ring, and I was like, all right, cool, we might be good. This feels like Roger now. I also sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the rest of these rings though, the next two rings are from the New York Ren Fair. I got these in the same shop. So these two rings I got in the same shop in Ren Fair. And as you can see, it is a skull, a giant skull. And it's a little harder to see, but that's a Kraken. So like, bro, what other pirate shit? Like, how more piratey can you get? It's a Kraken, bro. So I got those two at the Ren Fair. These are new staples. And then Anime NYC comes around. Because I didn't get any from Anime Expo. Anime NYC comes around this year. And I refreshed. So I was down to these guys after and like some bullshit bands after the Anime Expo kerfuffle. But I've always been looking for thumb rings. Finally found some thumb rings. Found these two joints at on Thursday in Anime NYC. This Anime NYC. So I was like, damn, I need some thumb rings. I can never find rings that can fit on my thumb without falling right out. And then I went to a vendor and I found these two. I was like, holy shit, awesome. I also, at that vendor, found a replacement for the Black Emerald ring. And it's like a nice long thing too. It kind of like works like an armor ring. So it fits nicely next to the skull. And it all fits nicely next to this last ring, which is what I picked up my last day at Anime NYC this year. Which is this guy. So I always wanted to like try out for like a Rocks or Blackbeard cosplay. Meaning like see if I can assemble it, not necessarily 100% consider it, more so just like see if I can gather the pieces. One of the pieces for Blackbeard's cosplay is a gold, I think a gold ring with pearls on it. Obviously it's not the same design, not the same pattern, but like, bro, this is pretty awesome. I'll take it, and then I'll wear it for the Roger cosplay. Who gives a fuck? Because I reuse stuff too, you know. I sometimes wear a couple of these rings for the Tessai cosplay. But yeah, that is the drip. This is what I add to the Roger cosplay community. Rings, gold rings on Goldie Roger. I know, I'm super creative. I'm such an innovator in the field. Y'all should give me a Nobel Peace Prize right now. But this to me is what makes this cosplay mine, and the Cuban link fucking neck bracelet too. I got this off of I got this all at Macy's, so like randomly. I walked in there for air and I was like, oh shit, this might go. I got it. Casio watch, also not of its time. If I can find like a gold log pose or even a wooden log pose, for Raftel, I would get it. I would replace this with that. Haven't found it yet though. And I've tried making like adding other things to it. It just hasn't worked out. But that's the drip part, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's bracelet. Yeah, I got them from New York Ren Fair. Most of the gold rings. Most of the other gold rings from vendor at Animazement. Broke my black gem. Damn, I'm like really. I'm really on. I'm staying on script. I didn't even look at the script for the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Oh yeah. So the last disclaimer is that the reason why you see me throwing up the shocker in most of my photos is because I would normally wear. I would do like this, so I could show off. I'm not just throwing up shocker to say two in the pink, one in the snake. I'm throwing it up because I'm trying to show off the fact that my cosplay literally says Pirate King on it. Like that's what these are. That is my signature right there. So, but also because damn, do I want to say this on stream? Do I want to say this on stream? Okay, so I guess I'll just say it. I don't have any qualms. So my name, so I go by Shonen on here. I go by Goldie Roger, cosplayer, Nino Marino. Depends on how I feel the day that I introduce myself to you. But my real name is Marino, and if you know, or Marino, sorry, I don't know why I lose my accent on stream. But code switching is part of my life at this point. My real name is Marino, so it if you know anything about Spanish, or if you know any Spanish, you would know what Marino means. And my last name, which I will not give on stream, is directly translates to my full name translates to like King of the Sea, or if we're talking One Piece terms, if we're talking specifically One Piece terms, my name can either be directly translated to King of the Seas, or I guess in this case, in the One Piece context, Fleet Admiral. So it feels right. It feels right to cosplay Roger. Not because I feel like I have his aura or like I live my life directly like him, but because like dude, the name by itself, I do feel like I live my life like Roger, but the name itself, it just directly translates to like King of the Sea. Like that's my actual name. And I guess I'll save where Shonen comes from for another time. When someone actually asks in chat, and I'll explain it to them if anyone ever asks. But there's another story behind Shonen that is directly connected to that. But as for right now, like that's again part of the reason why I'm like I have to be Goldie Roger. My name, my literal name, is part of this costume. And you know, Takashita Street, whatever. So yeah, that's the Pirate King cosplay breakdown. I'm working on another One Piece cosplay for in the future. I was trying to set it up for Anime NYC. I just couldn't do it in time. But the hint that I will give is that it's your favorite swordsman's favorite. It's your favorite swordsman's favorite for sword. Jesus Christ. The hint that I will give is that this is your favorite swordsman's favorite swordsman. That's the only thing I will tell you about that. So that's all I'm gonna say about that for now. But that's the Goldie cosplay basically broken down. A lot of effort has gone into it. A lot of assembly has been done, and there are certain things that are like being altered. Like I'll definitely change out the pants because I hate squeezing into these. Like I hate fitted like chino pants, and I feel like Pirate King should just be in some baggy shit anyway. So eventually I'm gonna find like some joggers or some shit like that, but that are thick enough to actually still work and not sway around too much in the air, because I'm still trying to keep the same shape going. So that'll be the next alteration I make to this, unless this shirt just somehow dies, or maybe a different sash, something like that. But also always different rings. I'm hoping to find a nice pinky ring or two at the Ren Fair this year. I will be at Ren Fair next month. Or maybe a cool bracelet so I can replace the watch to have something that's more of the time of One Piece. So eventually y'all will see some alterations in the thing. And if my boy Dino could ever respond to me, I will have the official Gold D necklace. If not, I'm going to have to commission someone for it because I'm definitely not making that shit myself. So that's the Gold D Roger cosplay. That, I believe, is everything except for God Valley. Yeah, I think everything except for God Valley. So I will watch the God Valley trailer, and then we're gonna jump right into One Piece, and then that'll be like the last 30 minutes or so. We got One Piece God Valley. The official teaser. All right, let's put this on screen. Ain't it crazy? Isn't it amazing how One Piece can just do exactly what Marvel's doing by itself? Like One Piece would just be like, yo, by the way, extended universe. Or not the extended universe. We're gonna announce 2 movies at once like Marvel does with their extended universe. And we have no idea what that is about, right? Is that what I'm hearing right now? I don't think I've heard any theories on it. If it's 2029, I can only assume that it's something we're about to get in the manga. Like they're titling this film after something that's about to happen in the manga. That is my wild guess off knowing nothing, because the only other thing I could think of that's bad would be like Harold's story, right? Either his story while he was an asshole, or the events after God Valley, but that's not gonna happen. Yeah, and the only other thing would be like some type of flashback to not Shiki. I'm not saying Shiki's getting another movie by himself. Yeah, I can only think of like just post God Valley, which does not make sense for 2 years, or it's something we haven't seen yet. It's 2029. They're announcing this 3 years in advance. And think about it, like the anime is only like about a year and some change, a year and a half maybe behind the manga, unless it's 2 years somehow now because of the pacing of the new seasonal this new seasonal route. But like, judging by old terms, I think this just means that this bad thing is something we're about to get in the manga. Something that's gonna pull up like right after Elbaf, or towards the end of it. We'll have an idea as to who that pertains to, unless this is like Roger, early days Roger. That would be absolutely fire. Do you know what God Valley film? Do you know what God Valley being animated does to my career, bro? As a Roger cosplayer career, you know what it does for me, bro? A lot. In the sense that when I go to these One Piece meetups and they go one by one by arc, we're anyone from Enies Lobby, anyone from East Blue Saga. I have to sit the fuck back until they get to Wano, hope that I can ask the moderator to get me into Marineford, and then fucking debate my way into East Blue, because I'm technically the first thing you see at the start of the East Blue Saga, even though I'm not really apparent in it whatsoever. I have to basically be like, yo, bro, can I get into East Blue Saga? I know that y'all really call this out mainly for the Straw Hats themselves, to get everyone in the classic Straw Hat gear in a photo, but like technically speaking, I should be on there. The same way that whenever they call out Cruz and they're like Yonko, I'm like, bro, if Whitebeard's in this and he's been dead for how long? Roger should be part of this. I know he's not an official Yonko, but he's the king of the fucking pirates. Yeah, I gotta throw me in there. Sometimes it's half and half. Sometimes they let me rock. Sometimes they don't. The only arc that I like consistently get to come out for though is Wano. If I try to go for Marineford, it sometimes doesn't work. No shade to any of the people who organize it. By the way, that's your decision. That's your call. Your photos. I'm not complaining. The only thing I'm complaining about is the fact that as a Roger cosplayer, I feel like I only really get to pop in for Wano, and whenever they call like the Roger Pirates or something, and then like big old group photos. So I just want more time for myself. I want more time in the spotlight by myself. Clearly, so what God Valley does for me is it gives me a reason to be like, all right, there's another arc where I get to say I'm part of. Because when people call out Elbaf now, the way that I get into Elbaf is like, oh no, through the God Valley flashback. Now they're going to be able to call out God Valley by itself. Now we're going to have plenty of people, because this movie's dropping, that are going to be in God Valley attire. I might get fucked over from this, because yeah, I'm Goldie Roger, but like I'm not God Valley Roger. I'd have to cut the mustache. Oh shit, that's the one thing I forgot to mention about the cosplay. The centerpiece of the cosplay is the mustache. The mustache I also got from Etsy. Let's see if I can find the link. Yeah, no, it's not for sale anymore. I'm kidding. The mustache is real. I've recently taken to telling people that I got it from Etsy to see if they would believe that, because this shit, more than I look at it on camera, it does look like it could be fake as shit. Until you see me in the morning when I just wake up and you realize, yeah, that's a real mustache. That motherfucker goes through some hard work in the morning to prepare that thing for a whole 5 minutes. But yeah, that's cool. God Valley film, I'm with it. Bad film, don't know what the fuck it is, still with it. If I can very quickly talk about, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll do the pulls. I'll do the pulls after. What I want to talk about. Yeah, I guess I'll just get right into the One Piece chapter. Let's get on Viz real quick. I think I'm like 3 or 4 chapters behind. I think I might have read 1187. But we'll see. We'll see in a quick second. I think I might have read 1187 already, but just in case I haven't, let's scrim through it real quick. Shit. I'd be forgetting. So, hi, my name is Shonen. This is the part of the show, or part of the live, where I switch over to the chapter reaction or whatever. So, hi, my name is Shonen. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. It's been a while. So, at this point in the show, we'll be reacting to One Piece chapters 1187 all the way through 1191. Unless 1192 somehow pops into existence while I'm on the stream. It's Monday, the 24th, so I doubt it. But, you know, stranger things have happened. Either way, let's jump into it. Was that enough? Am I supposed to give an intro for this? I'm still really bad at this stuff, bro. Which is why I gotta do it more. Because technically I should be giving an intro for if I'm like gonna clip this later to be just the One Piece reaction, then I should be, I should prepare a separate intro for it, you know? I should like change the stream up and shit like that. Things for future me to worry about. Or maybe I should like start off this section of the stream with like some crazy hot take, like, I got nothing actually. So, One Piece. Thank you all for whoever the hell is watching this, by the way. One Piece, 1187. Let's jump right into it. Wait, let me double check that no one's hitting my fucking chat on YouTube, because sometimes that happens. One Piece. I don't mean to be ignoring people. Alright, cool. No one's here today. So that makes this easier. I can read right through. So yeah, My name is Shonen. Thanks for walking. Thanks for chilling. Whatever. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know how to do an intro anymore. That's crazy. I'm like, this is my third attempt at trying to do a proper intro. Anyway, let's jump into it. Okay. So we got 1187 titled "The Root of the Problem." The root of the problem. Don't care about Riju. So we got homeboy reacting to Luffy duffing Imu. Let me be honest. The previous chapter, when Luffy punches the shit out of Imu, just made me think Imu's definitely not the last villain. There's no way Luffy can just do this to the last villain. I don't care how late stage in the game we are. There's no way Luffy just sneaks him like that. That's not the last villain. This solidified that it's Blackbeard. I heard Luffy gets his shit rocked at some point. That's the only thing I've been spoiled about. That and the term Maki, which I think is a real thing. It might be. I don't know. I don't care. Luffy punched this motherfucker in the face. Is clipped, bro. That's Blackbeard's final villain. He's immediately recovered from it. Okay. Yeah, I've definitely read this. Yeah, because he puts Loki back on his ass. The ice starts to melt. Yeah, and then Zoro talks his shit with Sommers. We get the Rain God. What was the Rain God's name again? I forget what the Rain God's name was. Sorry, I'm like kind of lost in thought here reading the flashback dialogue bubbles. Trying to see if like the King of the Pirates thing pertained to Luffy at any point. No, it's just Sanji thinking about how to make Luffy the King of the Pirates. So I be getting silent. This is why I be trying to script shit. All right, so I did read that chapter. So we only have 88, 89, 90, and 91. Oh shit! Look. It's a turtle with a crown. Bro. Shirahoshi is a Sea King, confirmed. Shirahoshi is a turtle, confirmed. Uranus, Poseidon is a turtle, confirmed. Can we, actually, fuck this. I'm dealing with this now. Emu, I don't know what I've missed. I know I'm late to the convo on this. Emu is not a fucking bird. Hold on, let me get this back. Emu is not a damn bird. I need y'all to stop doing this. I'm tired of hearing about this. This motherfucker hates Joy Boy, and y'all want him to end up being his crewmate because why? A Blackbeard parallel? Like, what? What? Like, what type of Orochi shit is that, bro? Like, Emu is just some pussy that was on Joy Boy's ship that he hated him this whole time. How are you his parrot companion? And you hate and you loathe him. That makes no sense to me in that. Moving on. The shoulder sketch, that's a reach. The color spread, that's a reach. We don't use color spreads as evidence. Y'all don't remember resin theory when we had a fucking monkey with a crown on and everyone was like, oh, there's tree sap coming out. That means the Gear 5 is going to be resin. Shout out to anyone who actually delved into that theory and really supported it. You probably did as much research as humanly possible to make that theory work out, and it didn't. But the main reason is because the lesson that we should have learned from that is Oda does not leave anything in color spreads that is going to be serious to the topic of the future of One Piece. I don't think there's been a single color spread. We can look through a few of them now. That is like seriously hinted to something in the future. I could be very wrong. Someone in the comments is going to tell me about a time that a shark was shown in a color spread and then later Luffy got eaten by a shark or something. Like, there's going to be some stupid shit like that. I don't really care for that. I mean, like, actual theories that have been supported and proven by color spreads, you know? Or actual theories that have been proven that were heavily supported by a color spread being one of the central points of it. I don't think we've ever seen that, and I don't think we ever will. So yeah, just learn your lesson on this. Resin theory, it should have been the clear reminder as to why we don't use color spreads. The bird toy. Oh my god, that's a super reach. You know why that's a super reach? Hold on, let me find this. Damn, I'm not gonna be able to find it here. I was trying to find the I was trying to find that one video of the chicken dodging the horse kick, and then immediately activating Makura, and and then ultra instincting the rest of the horse's kicks. Like, you could just put some balls on some sticks and spin them around and say anything. Like at that point, like, oh my god, this obscure bird toy, which I don't even think is like a common parrot toy, is a toy that kind of looks like the world government symbol. So it's got to be emu. Like, that's a super reach. Y'all are tripping with that. Like, I could just do that. I could just show you that video with the chicken and say emu's Makura. Like, no. The main thing that really petted my peeve or peeved my pet was the Mihawk eye thing. Y'all had the nerve to throw Mihawk's eyes in this theory when talking about a parrot. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all had the nerve to throw emu's. Y'all had the nerve to compare emu and Mihawk's eyes, which I will give you. I will grant you. They are two very distinct eyes. They do look similar, very similar. But to compare the two, when emu is a parrot and Mihawk is a hawk. Two different birds. This is like leftovers from the Mihawk used to be a god knight theory. The reason why Mihawk's eye is like that is because he was a god knight. When emu first spawned on the scene and we saw emu's eye, the immediate thing was like, yeah, no, definitely was a god knight. Mihawk had to have been a god knight. And then it got revealed that Mihawk was a fucking a marine hunter of all things. Still doesn't mean that he can't be have been a god knight who just went rogue. But yeah, I just don't see how that supports the theory that emu is a parrot. I don't understand how Mihawk's eye supports the theory that that emu is a parrot. I just don't get that. This theory sucks. I hate this theory so much. But it feels like the Mihawk was a god knight theory got repurposed for this. So if anything, it shows that he's connected to emu. It does not mean that emu is a fucking parrot. Like, stop that. And then we get to the giant parrot from Skypiea. Hold on now. I'm pretty sure this was explained to be like an evolution thing. It's like not how parrots in One Piece work in general, but more so how the parrots in Skypiea work in general. Let me see. Skypiea parrots. Giant exotic birds whose heads are permanently pointed towards south. A special giant bird helps them up and knock upstream. Sky ecosystem. Animals that migrate to the White Sea grow to massive sizes. And the south birds in the Skypiea are large enough to tower over humans. Okay, that's cool. I don't know how that supports the theory, but it's still pretty cool. And then what else we got? Oh yeah, that's why the emu is a parrot theory. The voice of the parrot. Yeah, that one almost got me. This nigga might be a parrot. That's how that made me think. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. The Japanese word for parrot is omu. Mirrors emu's name. It does not mirror emu's name. It's very similar, but I'm not gonna. You don't get that. That's like saying like Luffy's name is close to Rufy, so he's definitely a day rapist. Like that. Come on, bro. We don't do that. They also insects relation. There's something else I saw here. Yeah, the call. Southbirds emit a deep jowl that acts as a signal to direct surrounding insects such as mantises, hornets, and moths. Yes, sir. How you doing, Bagheera? Bagheera? I don't know how to pronounce that. But how you doing? It is Goldie Roger. Thank you for remembering the D, by the way. People usually just call me Gold Roger, which is that's that government shit. Yeah. The fact that the Gods Knights and the Celestial Dragons view humans as insects does kind of like make the idea that the Skypiea birds also, you know, direct insects with their call, with their voice. It does give it an uncanny feel for me. It was the first time when reading this theory, because it was like maybe the fourth or fifth time where I saw this theory that I saw that part. I was like, alright, this nigga might be a bird. Truly. He actually might be a parrot. It's the most convincing evidence in this entire theory, because the rulers of the ruling class view the humans as insects. At the same time, it's still a trait, if I can give any pushback on this part, it's still a trait that came about through evolution, and as far as we know, emu's been on Marijois for the last 800 years, so it just doesn't make sense to me how they would have this trait that has clearly been evolved versus emu who's just been in Marijois the entire time. Unless these birds long time ago heard emu do that, and like the first one that did evolve was like close to emu. It just again, the voice itself of the parrot is the strongest thing in this theory. Like, if you want to say emu is a parrot just because of that, you got it. I'll give you that. But every other piece that's trying to like stretch itself to make it more supporting evidence to make it so that this theory is actually true is bullshit to me. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, hold on. Let me see something. Skypiea bird. The South bird, for unknown reasons, said it's always inclined south regardless of his current location or position. Appearance. These birds aren't even fucking parrots, bro. And the thing that's killing me right now is that these birds don't even have a crown. Like, if you're going to say emu is a parrot because parrots have crowns on their head, right? Which is a part of this theory that, like, pisses me off. Because I do also think emu has a crown on his head, but not because he's a parrot. So, don't take that from me. I hate the idea that he's a parrot. I'm just kind of getting my shit out because I'm using streams now to, like, clip for content later because I can't record every single day a reel. So I'm kind of like, I'm using streams right now as like a way to do reaction content, but also to get my thoughts out on some things that I want to be in clips. I'm not necessarily clip farming, just more so using this as an opportunity to record separate videos as well. But the thing is, this South bird, yeah, Injaya and Skypiea, does not have a crown. So if you're going to say that parrots in One Piece work like parrots in real life, but then we see a parrot and it's not even one, it's not even a parrot, and two, doesn't have a crown, you can't necessarily say that emu is a parrot because this is how parrots work in real life. You have to translate the real life parrot to parrots in One Piece. We have yet to see a bird in One Piece with a crown, to my knowledge. Aside from the one in the color spread, which, if you can see the screen, or if you can see the color spread for 1188, there's also a turtle with a crown. Does that mean anything? No, it probably doesn't. Unless we find out that the King of the Sea is a giant tortoise that's just been laying dormant this entire time, or is Poseidon, then I don't think there's still anything in this theory to support that emu is a fucking parrot. Please let this die. Let's see. Yeah, so it's not even a fucking parrot. So, yeah, just please stop using color spreads as evidence. Stop bringing up the emu as a parrot theory. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. It doesn't make any sense. Just please, just let this theory die. For the love of God, I'm tired of seeing it. It's not true. It. Again, we just went through the evidence. Unless someone can respond to me in the comments and tell me why I've got this entire theory wrong, and that there's actually something even better than all of this that supports the theory, I'm more than willing to hear it. I'm more than willing to pin it on any of my reels, TikToks, whatever the hell, YouTube shorts, anywhere that I would post content. I'm totally willing to stand corrected on that matter. If you can give me anything that is more convincing than any of this shit that I kind of just debunked, I don't see it. The idea that he's like on the shoulder is just a reach to me, bro. That's not even his shoulder. That would be his elbow. That would be the end part, the weenus? Is that what that's called, the weenus? That would be the inner part of his elbow. That's not even his shoulder. So you don't even got the geography of your theory right. How the fuck do you expect me to trust you with the rest of the world? Just let the emu is a parrot theory die, for the love of God. I thought he was a rat too, but that was because of a mistranslation in the scans. The scans, when he was talking to Rox, he referred to Rox as Davy. And when Rox first sees Emu, he calls him the king of the rats, or the rat king. And that immediately flared me. I made a theory video on it, and that's when I learned my lesson to not go solely off of scans, right? You always compare and contrast and find out what the best translation is between the two, because sometimes the viz do be fucking up tremendously. We still call this man Zolo. So, there are certain things. So you always have to double check, but also just never base the entirety of your theory off of one translation. Viz, TCB, or otherwise, man. You gotta go into the archives. You gotta go into the kanji files, right? You gotta figure that out. I think my light might have just died. Yeah, my light is dying. One sec, I gotta switch out my light. I have to remake my potatoes. I don't even know where the hell I put my other light, truly. This might be a dark stream now. But yeah. I think it might be darker. Yeah, so when Emu was first talking to Rox, he calls him the Rat King. I dropped a video on it. It was not right at all. He calls him like the king of the bilge rats in the Viz, and I'm still not too sure which one is the right one. If TCB got it right that week or if Viz got it right that week. But I learned from them just like not to go like as much as you are excited to talk about One Piece or talk about a theory that you have, at least wait till the official drops so you can be 100% sure about like the wording, if specific wording matters to your theory at all. But I say that to say I also thought he was a rat for a couple of weeks there. But it mainly came from a single line of dialogue. So if you're gonna risk it for the biscuit, you better be ready to stand on that theory until it's completely washed, and even afterwards, for at least a couple months after that. All right, so yeah, we killed that theory. We nipped that in the bud real quick. Let's continue on with the who do you think is better, Rox or Roger? Better at what? Being a pirate, being going and achieving your goals. Who's stronger? What do you mean by better? Because better can mean a lot of different things to people. I'm more than happy to answer the question. But I just want to make sure I specify, because I don't want to go on a whole rant or give you a whole dialogue and then it not be anything what you were actually expecting it to pertain to. Hold on, let me switch out my light here. Light number 2 is way too low. There we go. Oh, who's stronger? Roger. Prime Roger was stronger than Rox, for sure. Roger at God Valley? Yeah, Rox is taking that. Even before Dami Reversi, Rox is wiping the floor with Roger. if he gets serious, because Roger's not, respectfully, Roger's not going toe to toe with Harold in the era of God Valley. In the era of Rocks, where it was like I needed Garp to beat you, even though it was Dami Reversi, but like still needed Garp to beat you because my Conqueror's Haki has not been developed to that extent yet to be able to take down a Dami Reversi like this. The shit that Rocks was pulling even before the Dami Reversi was like, alright, bro, you got it, bro. We don't want no smoke. This man went toe to toe with Harold. Like, that's an ancient giant who could have easily been the ancient giant that Loki was supposed to be. Like, yeah. It's easy clap for Rocks. Rocks was definitely stronger than Roger in the era of Rocks. That's why it's the era of Rocks. But if we're talking prime Roger, like the Roger that we saw in Oden flashback, I'm giving it to Roger. Not at all because of the bias, but because I'm pretty sure he got stronger. Like he has to have gotten stronger than his strongest rival from like 12, 20 years ago, however long ago God Valley was compared to, that last voyage. Yeah, I'm assuming that. The power scalers can probably tell me otherwise or tell me for sure, but that's where I have it. Prime Roger over Prime Rocks. Maybe even Prime Roger over Dami Reversi Rocks. But God Valley Roger versus Rocks, Rocks is clapping. That's why Rocks is that dude, because he was actually the strongest in his era. I just don't know where to rock. Like now that we're really thinking about it, like, would I have Prime Roger over Harold? Yes, but probably not by a lot. Like Prime Roger still probably beats Rocks, even at Prime Rocks level. But it's not an easy fight by any means. It's not an easy clap. I think I might have just jokingly said it was, but seriously, like that's a high diff fight for anybody. I don't with the way that Rocks was moving, it probably took a while for Roger to be able to pass him. It probably took Roger's prime for him to finally say he could surpass Rocks. And hopefully we get more clarification on shit like that in the film. All right, moving on. One Piece, 1188. Hello, come in. Oh, we're getting flashback. Come in. Who are you? Mu. I am Imu. Who art thou? Imu just referred to himself as Imu. Oh, me? I'm Joy Boy. Indeed, Joy Boy is long dead. How about Roger versus Whitebeard? I'm saying Prime here. Prime Roger versus Prime Beard. You know what's crazy, bro? I just picked up Prime Beard. I should probably do as soon as this chapter's over, I'm gonna cut in the middle to show you what I got. I'll just show you. It's too packed in there. I got Prime Beard figure, which is like perfect because I have a One Piece shelf here, and I have Prime Roger on there as well. So I'm gonna put them on side to side. Prime Roger versus Prime Whitebeard. Man, that's hard. That's really hard. I mean, I still have to say Roger, just because he is the king of the pirates. He did the thing, but like, Whitebeard could actually destroy the world. Like, can we be real? Prime Beard, if he really wanted to, could just earthquake the whole world. Like, that would be sort of light for him, which is crazy to think. Like, with how big the One Piece world is, I feel like, yeah, Prime Beard could probably be planetary. This is me freeballing on stream though. I have not given serious thought to this, but it would be really fucking hilarious if that were true. If Prime Beard was planetary, because then that would just mean like, yeah, he's stronger than Roger. But in terms of what we've seen so far in the story, in terms of flashbacks, and what Whitebeard has shown himself to be capable of fighting with Conqueror's Haki against Roger, I'm gonna give it to Roger. But again, I don't know if during that like 3-day long fight or whatever they had during the Oden flashback, if Whitebeard used any of his Devil Fruit power. I don't know if he held that back. I don't know if whenever him and Roger did battle, Roger was like, "Whoa, you actually trying to kill me right now? Why the fuck are you using your Devil Fruit? Like, blood, this is a duel. You're using way too much Haki." Yohu is the name of this chapter. Who are you, Mu? Who art thou? Moo says moo? Questions it. I am Emu. So it sounds like Emu had some type of amnesia or just came up with this name on the spot. I really want to know what the origin of Emu is now. Because it does not seem like it is Omu. Unless this is exactly what a parrot would do, right? Just like mimic the thing that they learned or they heard. And Emu just heard moo at some point. Maybe he heard it from a cow. I don't know. It'd be weird. So why dost thou remind Moo of that time? How should I know? Very true. Damn. So Luffy dodged the punch, and Emu just made his arm longer to make sure it's still connected. What the fuck, bro? Their fight is gonna be like their final 1v is gonna be insane, bro. It's just gonna be them pulling tricks out of their ass. I still love the biblically accurate Emu ring. It is so good. Kaido only said that because okay, so but Haki takes it all even if you are a devil fruit user, like Kaido said. Kaido only said that because Roger was the one that became king of the pirates. He said that because he respected Roger's strength, although we never actually see him witnessing Roger's strength on God Valley. Like the reason why Kaido says this shit to our knowledge was like, oh, whenever we get the God Valley flashback, Kaido's gonna see Roger do something and be like, oh, he got it. That dude's stronger than rocks. He's got it. Like, I want no smoke. We didn't see that at all. I don't even think they interacted with each other. So the only reason, and I don't know if they interacted with each other after that, they could have very easily off screen, which is, again, I'm hoping that God Valley fleshes stuff out. When we get this God Valley film, if we don't see Miss Bakken, whatever the hell she was doing, like, we need all the off-screen stuff that just felt like kind of got rushed out of the way to get through God Valley in a certain amount of chapters. If we don't get that stuff in the movie, because considering God Valley is like, what, 12, 15 chapters long? Like, that whole flashback is, like, not too long. We could fit that all into a movie very easily with plenty of fan service. But, okay, so back to the point. The reason Kaido says this is because Roger's the one who became king of the pirates, and he happened to have no devil fruit. He proved that you did not need a devil fruit to conquer the seas. That does not mean that Haki automatically beats devil fruits no matter what, right? Like, Haki gets you access to touch a Logia, but, it still takes a lot of Haki, a lot of Conqueror's Haki to bypass shit that devil fruits do. For example, Kaido and Big Mom are not able to be teleported, or they're not able to be teleported by Law's devil fruit, right? But they could still be roomed. They could still be what's that shit called? Exacto knife? What's that shit he does? Jackknife? What the fuck is it called? What is this thing? Laser knife? Surgical shit? The shit he uses to cut Kaido internally. That is not Killer's move. You could still hurt people. Like Conqueror's Haki does not overdo everything. As we're seeing now, Luffy's got crazy strong Conqueror's Haki. He's still struggling with Emu's devil fruit here. I think when it comes to people who are evenly matched in Haki, which Whitebeard and Roger definitely were, the devil fruit might be the edge. But it also just might be like the reason why Roger could always beat Whitebeard, or the reason why they always tied, even though Whitebeard should have technically had the advantage, is because maybe Roger had more control over his Conqueror's Haki, right? Maybe the things he learned on God Valley in his fight with rocks are things that like always gave him the edge over Whitebeard. This is all headcanon. At the end of the day, Roger is still over Whitebeard in terms of everyone's power scale, everyone's top 30 list or whatever, for a good reason. He's Goldie Roger. He's the king of the pirates. And it's not just off name recognition alone. It's not just off reputation. It's because he finds a way to somehow edge out Whitebeard in everyone's lists. But that's not because Devil Fruits automatically win or automatically lose to Haki. They do after a certain extent if there's a lot of Conquerors Haki. But it's not like an automatic W. You know, if you have Haki at any point or any Conquerors Haki, you automatically win a fight against a Devil Fruit user. It just makes sure that you're not at a disadvantage. Ultimately, it still comes to how much of it you have and how much control you have over it. But also, yeah, just to clarify, Kaido said that shit because he was pussy. No, Kaido said that shit because at the end of the day, the person who conquered the seas did not have any Haki, did not need Haki to conquer it. And he was telling that in the context to Luffy, who had just awakened his Devil Fruit. So Kaido just saw an amazing form and went, don't get ahead of yourself. It takes more than a Zoan Paramecia release. It takes more than just a Devil Fruit to conquer the world. You're not going to conquer the world with just your Devil Fruit. You need Haki. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how strong your Devil Fruit is. If your goal is to become King of the Pirates, you're still going to need a supreme amount of Haki. It does not... That's what it means in that context. In terms of what Kaido recognizes Luffy's goal to be, or what he recognizes his own goal to be, or what you need to reach that status in the pirate world. It is not a declaration of how matchups work always, you know? And it served as a training, because at the end of the day, Luffy did apply Haki to his final punch, but he beat Kaido with Devil Fruit. Like, he beat Kaido with turning Giant Hand into Giant Hand and punching you through a fucking island. You know what I'm saying? So these dudes are doing battle. I was able to hit you before. Okay. They firing. They going back and forth. It was the Jet Gatling on him. Gum Gum Genie? I saw your fight with Loki and I won't let his death be in vain. Why is Luffy in this form right now? I'm still alive, you moron. Oh, hey, Loki, you're alive. I love the genie form. Why the fuck did he decide to turn into a genie, though? Why? Oh, he threw a blast at him? No way. Oh, crap, move. God damn it, Ragnar. Move. Arabesque Brick Fist? Is this Fishman Karate? Yeah, let's go. Luffy, do you want me to make sure he's protected? Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Jinbei. He's my pal. I ain't nobody's pal, it's stupid pipsqueak. Alright, I can do that. You focus on the fight. Wait, that's Luffy? He's fighting that guy from before. Is he going to be alright? Who is that guy anyway? I love how they're doubting because they're like, that looks like the final villain. Only people higher than the Knights of God are supposed to be the 5 elders as far as I know. So maybe he's the Knights' commander? I bet that's it. There is no group more shrouded in mystery than the world government. Hey, Brooke. She's almost out. Ah, Princess Shooty. So our next step was that one dude with the frozen person. Well, let's see. When Robin and Luffy got frozen, they've been frozen before? Gunko, couldst thou not break that ice? A man with an afro, calling Gunko Princess Shooty. Could it be? Why does Emu even know who Brooke is? Caught you slipping, bullet! Oh, hell no. Oh, he called it slipping bullet. He didn't say caught you slipping. Nah, the translators know exactly what the fuck they're doing with this. What are you talking about? I caught you slipping. Were thou not watching earlier? Watching what happened to Loki despite his size? Stigma! Did he get got? No, he got... Okay, it was Clouds. He hit him with the Kagebushin. Blade of Nothingness. Vohu. Blade of Nothingness. I'm sorry, did this blade just suck out the life from that tree? Or, oh, it's killing shit. Blade of Nothingness. You turned this blade on and it started to kill the trees. The forest dried out. The view is clearer now. Same from up here. Of course I know that thou art not Joy Boy. Huh? Go, Joy Boy. Was not this weak. And then Luffy gets his shit pummeled. Alright. I'm gonna just keep reading on, man. I already know that happened. Oh no, he got fucking Inuyasha'd. Not to the tree. What is it, Usopp? What happened? Luffy's okay, right? What do you mean? Don't scare me. When has Luffy ever not been okay? Consider that it means that this enormous giant was defeated, Nami. What it means that... Okay, yeah. Fishman, Huff, who's been defeated? Hey, Fishman, who's been defeated? Who's been defeated? He's talking. Okay, I thought he was talking to Killingham. I thought we got a scene switch. I read the dialogue before I read the picture. There's no doubt that Luffy's haki suddenly grew much weaker. There, the ice is totally melted. Princess Shuri, don't heat her up too quick, alright? Not to worry, I have no body warmth. What happened to you after that? What happened to you all those years ago? It is you, isn't it? Princess Shuri. Hey, please don't interfere here. It's safe, right, Brooke? Is she still the scary version? We're going too fast, Hajridin. Or Howardin. Good point. What the fuck happened here? I can barely make this out. It seems like they just crashed into him. What are you guys trying to do? Gerd, Chopper. Oh, thank you, Chopper. You're so cute and helpful. Oh, yeah, no, they were falling from the sky. I forgot about that. And then Luffy, like, bungeed them or whatever. Oh, yeah, well, you can't butter me up, you jerk. There's no time to waste. Loki, show me your wounds. You're all bloody, oh no. Yeah, and some of that was because you. What are you doing here, Huff? If you're just going to fight Howardin, what am I calling this thing? A Hading. Then go to Loki instead. But the children. Even if you save the children, it's only temporary reprieve. Is it reprieve? I'm pretty sure it's reprieve. I think I used to say reprieve. Do you really think that this plan to rule over Elbaf came from the decision makers at the Reverie? No, of course not. I think it's him. He knows. The oldest giant in the world, oldest living being aside from Imu probably in the Gorosei. He knows. He's useful. That's good to know. Do you know who that guy is? Yeah, I think I do. Thou canst not move now. Ooh, I hate the way this nigga talks, bro. That sword devours thy vitality. How many will it take to end thee? Damn, Luffy is looking rough. Monkey D. Luffy, a hateful name. Thou hast two brothers of different names. One brother slaughtered by the Navy, the other prominent within the Revolutionary Army. The blade of the sea god? Fragarash. It just sounds like what Luffy's saying as the sword goes into him. Look, the sea god is the turtle with the crown. Clearly. This is Oda showing us through Imu that you guys are right. Irish mythology, meaning the answer or the retaliator, is the magical sword of the sea god Mananin? Maclear? What is that name? Mananan Maclear. The sword weakened its foes, and no mail or armor could block it. Wow, it's so fire. Imu's on his god of war shit. In any case, a set of most uncouth bothers. Wait, what? a set of most uncouth brothers. It's gotta be him. The one Redhair talked about. I'll use this power to avenge the memory of my old man and his soldiers. Wait, Loki, I don't understand. I understand your rage, but what do you want, Redhair? Are you gonna stop me from getting revenge for my father? Oh shit, we're getting the scene. Well, it's very possible that Monkey D. Joy Boy is a thing, right? Because the idea that this is the only thing I know. So I'm gonna run this back. The idea that the D clan are like these people who live on or kind of immortal because of the will that's passed on through the time. My thought is that it comes from the part of Sun Wukong's story where he erases his clan members' names. Let me see. Sun Wukong erases names. In chapter 3, Wukong erases his name from the register of life and death in the other world to make himself and his tribe immune to natural death.
Today I'm pretty.
So it's very possible that the idea that like Joy Boy or like the Will of D lives on immortal, or like through different means other than like physical livelihood or whatever. I'm dying right now. It's very possible that has to do that's a callback to Wukong erasing the names, and that part of this. Here's the part where I lose it. Where this theory kind of like sinks out into nothingness because I have not really developed it. The thing that could have happened in the past to make this parallel or like, to make that connection between One Piece and the story of Sun Wukong or Journey to the West is either Joy Boy making it so that his clan is immortal, or Lily immortalizing the D clan through the scattering and the release of the poneglyphs. That could have been the erasing the names from the registry move at the same time. We're like, no, we're permanently keeping these names on an unbreakable object or unbreakable objects, so that history can live on, so that these names can always have a chance to live on. Even if you kill everyone who can read the poneglyphs, eventually someone else is going to get curious and decipher the code as well. It's the same way that Elbaf did it, So maybe that's a connection there. So this is actually happening. We're getting post Herald death Loki, which is great. That it's crazy that Ja Rule is here, right? And he just I was gonna say Ja Rule kind of like tried to take credit for like knowing. I gave Ja Rule credit for knowing Emu, or knowing of Emu, but it seems like he learned of Emu through Shanks here. Okay. You stopped me from an invention. I considered Harold a friend too. I'd be right there with you, but think carefully now. The government was trying to take control of Elbaf. That's not their end goal. It's preparation for a war. Huh? Is the world government getting into a war with someone else? Well, that ain't my problem. My father died an unjust death. His soldiers were killed along with him. I want vengeance for these crimes, that's all. And who's guilty? Who will you strike down? The world government. The man who manipulated Harold was the king of the world. What do you mean, Shanks? The entire concept of the world government is that there is no king. Ooh, careful, Shanks. Ooh, who's telling him to be careful? It's fine. No one will believe it. I think that might have been Scopper. Haha, so I guess that king is the culprit. I'll take his head. Nice and simple. The king's power is impossible to measure. Go to the Holy Land and the mystery will only deepen rather than come to light. If it were that simple, someone else would have done it already. And then Rox comes into play. Oh, if it were that simple, someone would have done it. But you know who was ballsy enough to try? You know who was ballsy enough to at least pull up to Elbaf? You know who was ballsy enough to try to at least pull up to Marijwa and announce that he was going to try? Announce that, yo, I got to your room, bro. This is the hardest thing. This is the dopest moment in One Piece. I was talking to Wa about this. This is my like top 2, potentially not 2 favorite moment in the entirety of One Piece. Is the Flower Room pull up. It is just holy shit. This character we've talked about for years, contemplated about for years, pulled up on Imu and talked his shit and actually did plot to try to kill him. Like, that's crazy. And the respect that he has to just be mentioned here, bro. Someone else would have done it already. Like, he's not being mentioned directly, but like he is. By Oda, not by Shanks. It's not the time yet to fight. It's not yet time to fight. Shut your mouth. You don't tell me what to do. I don't care where this guy is. I'll destroy anything in my way. Don't be foolish. I left home and spent a few years abroad. In the end, I never did find my way to him. So if that's the king of the world right there, I'll never get a better chance. A simpleton's idea of a plan. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I thought this was Shanks talking on the bottom here. Again, attributed it. I just don't be noticing font changes like that. But also, yeah, I gave Ja Rule so much credit for being the oldest man and having knowledge. Turns out he just learned this shit from Shanks. Shanks is looking extra hot here, too. Shanks is looking good, man. Simpleton's idea of a plan. What? But I've got no problem with it. Give me a chance to avenge my father, too. This is quite an absurd story. If there's a king of the world, then what are the 5 elders for? No, stop trying to interfere if you don't mind. Okay. He says, I froze her because she's dangerous. What, you're the one who froze her? Yes, she was dangerous, but I'm certain that she was being controlled. You see, this girl is like a daughter to me. This is all very interesting, Robin. Robin? Come to the library, Chopper. Oh, Saul. Hey, Next is... Oh. I was like giving Imu shit for just having a sword that can erase things, or like, it's like, okay, cool, I see you, Imu. No. Emu's got the wheel from GTA 5. Emu's like, I got it all. You think I've just been sitting in this fucking flower room for like 18? You think I'd inherit a bunch of fire weapons over the last 1,000 years or so, almost? You think I've just been sitting on my ass in the flower? No, bro, I've been collected. He's like Itachi pulling up with the fucking the Yara mirror and the other blade or whatever the hell it's called, the Totsuka blade. And he's like, all right, I got it all, man. Let me stab you with different things. Alas, the third will be. Wait, what was the first? I don't think he named the first. Oh, Blade of Nothingness Vohu. He did. The Axe King Tian. Oh, Axe of Xing Tian. Sorry. Legendary battle axe in Chinese mythology wielded by the headless deity Xingtan. Wow. Did you get that from Beehive? Sea Cloud Port Western Village. King of Hell, 3-sword serpent. 103 mercies. Gahaha. Dragon Damnation. Graham. Oh yeah, because this dude's strong now too. 800 years ago, the 19 kings who created this world took an equality oath, thrusting their weapons into the floor around the empty throne. Oh. These are the swords from the fucking room? The Blade of Chaos, Tohu, Vohu, Nemesis, Longinus, Stigma, Muramasa. They are the 19 weapons of those who brought the world to heal. The Great One used Omen to bring them back and grant them to us. There are no lies among the legends each family passed down. You see, Roronoa Zoro? This is the power of the conquered world. Ooh, this is the power of the conquered world is such a hard line. From the Shepherd family, Graham. The spirit that has been passed down through the Remo Shifu family, Longinus. Roman soldiers to pierce the side of Jesus Christ during the crucifixion. That's where this comes from. You're crazy. Magical sword from Norse and Germanic mythology. Famous weapon used by the hero Siegfried to slay the dragon Fafnir. The myth popularized the classic literary trope of shattered ancestral blade being reforged. Oh shit. Okay, so that's gonna get hit. Wow, these are awesome. Phenomenal upgrades for y'all. Thou shouldst be honored to die by the weapons that created the world. Scopper pulls up. Yeah, you can't let him die, my guy. Oh, we got a Shanks and Luffy cover page. Those whose death brings celebration. Scopper going toe-to-toe with Emu for a quick sec. Damn, that tree's gone. Alright, Luffy's still pinned to the damn thing. You're a hideous sight, like nothing of this mortal world. Who art thou? One who knows the world. Hey, on your feet, Straw Hat Luffy. I'm disappointed in you. Aren't you ashamed at getting saved by an injured old man like me? Yeah. Your white form, Emperor of the Sea? Don't get full of yourself. Hey, old man, let me go. Yeah, this just goes to show that Luffy's not actually Yonko level. Like, he can peak at Yonko level. He can entertain that. He can clash with them. But he doesn't have nearly enough stamina. Or seriousness, man. That's the one gripe I got with him. Just be a little more serious. Not edgelord. Just when you lock in, actually lock in. You know, it's like when we saw him grab. You know, I'm not gonna retread it. It was a moment in Egghead where he grabbed Kizaru and I believe Saint Saturn. I was like, damn, bro. I know he's not gonna be serious, like Hockey Man serious, but like I'd appreciate if he was like, yeah, no, stop smiling real quick, just handle your business. Smile again when you do some shit to them. Okay, do you want to die here? No, I'm not gonna die. Yeah, let go. You were a dead man walking. It's pathetic. What happens next after you're dead? I can't protect my friend's country. That's right. And what happens to the crew you've brought all this way? Their lives are in danger. Huff. Correct. Now, you listen closely. On this sea, the higher you rise, the more enemies you have. The King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration, because everyone else wants to sit in that seat. If you're imagining you can be King of the Pirates with nothing but peace and sunshine and rainbows, save us all the trouble and go home. You're not cut out for this. Now stay out of my way, brat. Yo, Scopper just said exactly what I've been fucking saying about Luffy, bro. To a T. This whole like, nah, I'm not taking it serious. I'm not, again, we don't need to be edgelord. But this whole like, nah, I'm just chilling. I don't want no responsibility. I get it, bro. You don't want to be seen as a hero. That's fine. But you are trying to be the King of the Pirates. And at some point, you have to take that seriously, other than when you declare it and someone tells you, no, that's a stupid dream. You have to be like, it has to be like when Zoro told Luffy to get serious at Punk Hazard. And Luffy was like, I got you. I'm gonna lock in. It has to be like that. Like, you're at the point now where this is the final stage. You have all these enemies. Not everyone wants to see you dead, but you have all these enemies that would love to see you dead. You are prominent enough that You don't have much more of a way to go before you get to the point where everyone does when they see you dead. Or that your death would bring celebration. Because people want your spot. It's time to get crazy. It's time to get serious, you know? I'm glad. Scopper is saying exactly what I've been trying to tell Luffy for like the past 4 years. Damn it, that stupid old man talking all that trash about me. I'll show you. Mantis Axe Style. Mantis Plum. Why? Wait, what? Oh, that's the Mantis behind him. Yo, he going all out. Is this a joke to thee? You want to kill him, don't you? I do. Does he really remind you so much of Joy Boy? Who art thou? Dost thou recognize Mu? Honebami Toshiro. I'm looking all of these up. I don't think I pronounced that right. No, motherfucker. Honebami. Legendary sword. What dost thou know? What dost thou know? I hate this. What do you know? Don't get it twisted. The words of Joy Boy. But don't get it twisted. We're not blindly obedient to some man from the past we've never met before. We just want to see our captain's dream brought to light. Captain? Oh, I'm going to get that old man for making fun of me. Heal, get better. Just a moment is all I need. Who is this, Captain? The King of the Pirates, Gold D. Roger. This disgusts me. Why is the D on the King of the Pirates? Spread not that name. This is when he called for the fucking retcon. I see. The very man who turned this into the era of piracy. And why would the remnants of his crew protect the Straw Hat? Because you're going out of your way to eliminate him. Is that not proof of enough? Even if you see him as a threat, someone will be born and eventually surpass us. We were just too early. If even you, is that not proof enough if even you see him as a threat? Then you're telling us that this Joy Boy is the very man we've all been waiting for. Even Whitebeard's been waiting. Indeed, we have been foolish. Perhaps we have mistaken numerous mere coincidences for destiny. Let us end that now. We've mistaken numerous mere coincidences for destiny. We need to hone in on this real quick. Because the fuck do you mean? You've considered numerous instances, numerous moments in Luffy's career. Destiny? And you haven't moved. Right, that's what that means. It doesn't mean that they're considering them coincidences. You're saying that you mistook them for destiny. No, you idiot, wait. Sorry about this one, Jewel Tree Adam. It wasn't my intent to eat you. Gate of God. What? Damn these creaky joints. Old jerk. I don't care if he is friends with Rayleigh. Stick. Gate of God. Gate of fucking God. Now, did he just inhale this tree? No, he's about to fuck it up. That's what it is. I thought he inhaled the tree to, like, start the power. That's why I was really excited. Still, the Pirate King's crew, even decrepit. Thou art so determined to believe? Yachi, Takeru, Honebami. Oh, he's responding to the decrepit line. Like, you aren't? The Sun World. What was that? Was that Luffy? No, it's not. There's someone else up there. Someone devastatingly strong. There was. You're fucking kidding me right now. You're fucking kidding me right now. He just got here. Is that his arm? That is his arm, bro. That would be the handle to his sword, man. That's his fucking arm. God damn it. Why'd y'all give him the Tengen treatment, man? Damn, another color page? Shout out to One Piece. Everyone got the froze. Everyone has a fro. Except for Zoro. No Mosshead fro. What happened? I'll show you what happened. So, Homie G went in on Imu, got some hits in, and then he got his arm cut off. Someone devastatingly strong. Yeah, that's not Luffy. They're talking about Scopper here. Scopper just showed off that God Gate, that Gate of God move. And, you know, put belt to ass on Imu for as much as he could, but also just got, I guess, sliced at the end. That's why Luffy's reacting here. He's reacting. This here is his arm. I thought maybe it might have been the handle to his axe, but no. The axe here is short. The axe here is short. This is his arm. There's blood splattered. And Luffy's reacting weird. So that's what happened. That's what happened to Scopper just now. They recognized him as, like, really, really strong. Or stronger than Luffy right now. And then he got his shit cut off. The Gate of God, yeah, it looked like a Scopper attack. That's why he apologized to the tree. Because he was like, I'm about to do damage to the tree. Am I still alive? If I go out of this form, it's going to be bad news. Please tell me this is where Luffy overcomes the stamina issue. Oh, there's still Loki. Hey, old man. Old man guy. Damn it. He got my arm. Sorry, it's only because you were defending me. Don't be stupid. I lost my hope in you. I was fighting for Elbaf's sake. I guess we can't let things end this way, huh? Old man guy. Who is he? Who he is not something anyone ought to know. If I had to call him anything, it'd be God. And then the hockey lets out. Oh, he got him. Holy shit. Scopper really did get his licks in. He got Imu the way that Guy Sensei got Orochimaru. Got Madara. The crew of the King of the Pirates. I failed to foresee what would become of those mere children at God Valley. Should have eliminated all of it, along with rocks, on that day years ago. Oh, Imu's turning a new form. He's going to Guro. He's going to Guro mode. Owl Library, Sunworld. Rear entrance tunnel. I'm so glad all the books are fine then. Yes, Biblo saved them. So here's the thing, Chopper. I was hoping you could talk to Bilbo for us. It seems like he's trying to tell us something, but I can't tell what it is. Really, I just assumed Bilbo was a silent owl. He's talking. He's talking for sure now. Damn, bro. They forced second form out of Imu. They forced a new form out of Emu, bro. An impressive feat to escape Honebami's wrath at the cost of only one arm. Hey, you're stepping on my line. I couldn't just let you get off for free after an attack like that. I'd give you a round of applause, but, you know, hopefully Chopper can fix this. There will be nothing left of thee after the next. Is that him? But he looks different. Take your people and get off Elbaf now, Straw Hat. Holy shit. Yeah, that's crazy because they're showing we've seen 2 forms out of Emu now in one fight, in his first fight, which means we're gonna get more. You know I can't do that. You're a dead man walking here. You're useless. So are you. You can't fight like that. Honebami, you can't do it. Run. Old man guy. Gun gear. No way is Harding actually pulling up right now. No fucking way is everyone getting their licks in on Emu just like this. Luffy and Loki I can understand. Scopper is like, yeah, sure, that is fire. Love that. Harding is nuts. We're getting out of hand now. We're losing recipes. You never get me with that one again. Huff huff. Mr. Yob, how can this be? He took off your arm. Thanks for the help, but he's immortal. There's no way to win. Help Straw Hat Luffy escape. Straw Hat, hey, stay out of this. So the theory that Emu was just gonna get packed up because he was in Gunko form and have to retreat to the Holy Land, it was just not real. Yeah, I was a fan of that. But now I don't see how he's getting off of this. I don't know how he's leaving. I'm here without Elbaf in his complete control. Listen to me, boy. What can you do with those injuries? I'm healing up my wounds right now. What nonsense are you talking? I made sure to fight on a full stomach. Don't worry, I can do this. That's not real logic. You can't keep this fighting like this forever. It's clear. Oh, bombs. Here he comes. Pull back so we can come up with a plan, Harding. Remember, Mr. Ya, Elbaf will never give in. Our warriors are always prepared to die in glorious battle. Don't be stupid. You will die. But if I die, there's still Loki. That's right, brother. Loki? Square up! Caught you slipping, square up. Like, who translated this, bro? What's wrong with these guys? Gum? Triple General. Gokoku sovereignty. Give me that. I mean, it's not going to do much, but give me that. When's the next chapter? Nothing? I thought he used to say, like, next chapter. Oh, well. That's it. That is all of it. So I got 5 minutes to kind of wrap this up. Amazing as always. I'm going to try and put out a video discussing it more. I need to, now that I'm caught up on One Piece, I can finally watch my other One Piece content creators that I've been missing out on for months. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get back into the habit of, like, searching through forums and, like, looking for ideas and trying to stick with ones that I really like and things that might connect more with what I'm feeling about the chapter or ideas that I'm already having. I'm going to take some time to jot those down and you'll hear more shit. There's one thing I wanted to get off my chest before I leave. One more clip. Let's see if I can find it. I guess it might have been in the doc. Oh no, yeah. So very quick before I leave, this GTA 6 situation is insane, bro. You know what it feels like? It feels like I think his name is Minoru. It feels like the sequel, the one shot that came after Death Note, it feels like the one shot. Sorry, it feels like the Death Note one shot. The one that came, well after Death Note, not the beginning. With Minoru, where he takes the Death Note, makes its existence public, and then auctions it off. Like that's what it feels like. What's happening with GTA 6 right now? If you know, you know. I know most people who've read Death Note or watched it probably have not even heard of the new spin-off or one shot. This shit was fire. That shit was great. I loved it so much. Seeing this bitch ass nigga fucking get approached by a Shinigami, but then somehow getting one up on it because he's pussy or whatever. But also like yeah, the way that he auctioned it off, the way that like that whole auction played out, absolutely fire. It's very I see some similarities between that and GTA 6. But you know what kills me, bro? You know what pisses me off is that the idea of like, no, we're gonna do this for the people. We're gonna take this game. I'm gonna leak it because fuck Rockstar, fuck Take-Two or whatever. Y'all suck when it comes to like treating the consumer fair. The idea of like someone using whatever power or inner working that they have to hold the biggest launch hostage or to stifle the biggest launch ever potentially. I'm gonna say this, bear with me. It feels like some shit that 5 years ago, it feels like some shit that like 10 years ago, if you had told me Elon Musk would do, I'd be like, hell yeah, that sounds like something he would do. It sounds like something he should do, actually. I'm on board with that. That's why I like the guy. Look where the fuck we've ended. Look where we ended up at. He's the guy who's probably searching for dude. He's probably the guy who's like, oh, read his tweets. I think we'd be best if we just found this guy and maybe Take-Two would be grateful. That's my Elon Musk impression. Because he stutters even more than I do. Felt like yeah, the dude sucks. But it felt like something that we would have seen from the past. That's it. Chapters are fire. I hope there's a new chapter coming out soon. If not next week. I need to go to sleep though. It's been real. Thank you for sticking around. The shit is fine. I think I say whatever the hell I want to say during the chapters. Chapter is amazing. I don't know like how to give a review on it. But like this read through these last few chapters is like nice little 8 out of 10. We've almost gotten some deep lore cuts, but we really only gotten rehashes and kind of like catching other people up with the lore that we kind of already know, which is Emu's existence. The legendary weapons thing, that reveal of the throne room weapons being what Emu's using right now against Luffy, that's pretty fire. But I mean, in general, I need to see Luffy overcome the stamina issue. That's what it seems like he's gonna do, but it seems like he's also talking about like the reason why he can continue is because he's on a full belly, so he still will have the stamina issue. But shout out to Scopper. Shout out to Scopper for putting Luffy in his place, man. He needs way more of that. He gave that to Zoro, right? Like, how are you the king of the pirates' right hand man and you suck? You don't have your conqueror's haki under control. And then looking at Sanji like, yeah, like you clearly not good enough. It's good that someone finally did that to Luffy. Luffy needs more of that. Luffy needs to hear that honestly from Shanks. He needs to hear that from Shanks at the end of Elbaf to be like, yeah, you're not ready. You're a great pirate. You got, great followers and stuff, but you're technically not the great pirate that you should be at this point. You have the potential. You can peak there. In like, the best of your Gear 5 ability, you can tap into that, but you can't do that for an extended period of time. He needs to figure that out because I'm tired of seeing it. I don't want to see Luffy go away mid-fight with Emu to go run and find food. Like it's getting tired that is the reason why fights get stalled or dragged out or get separated. No more of that, please. But yeah. Oh my god, I'm beat to shit. I will damn, yeah. I'll do the I'll do like a reveal of the things that I got from Anime NYC either tomorrow or the day after. I'm trying to like stream as much as possible this week so I can clip as much shit as possible. I'll do that tomorrow, and then I'll show you guys a little bit around the room, so you can see all the other stuff that I've gotten recently. Like you see this picture in the back, I'll show you that tomorrow. Anyway, I'm beat. I'm starting to sweat because it's getting hot in here because I turned off the AC, so it didn't appear in the background. Appreciate you, Baghira. Again, I hope I pronounced that right. Baghira. Yeah, appreciate you watching, man. Appreciate you sticking around. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, you subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sorry, I don't have the audio on I don't have the headphones on, so I couldn't hear it.